What's up, Kansas City? This is your girl, Linda, and today I have a very special guest in the studio. But before we get to her, let me tell you all about It's My Home KC. And this is the new TV media channel that is going to be fully online, and we're going to be hosting guests, the same one that we already have here in studio. We're going to be interviewing them and know what inspires them, what has gotten them to where they are today. And today I have a very special person in the studio. Today I have Delynia Jannell, and she's a very big vocal artist here locally in KC. She was a nominee for the Kansas City People's Choice Awards, and she's also a business executive. Welcome, Dee.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Linda. Excited to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about you growing up and stuff like that?
Yes. So I am a native of Kansas City, on the Kansas side, because, you got to be specific. People are like, are you in the Missouri or Kansas side? Grew up actually as a pastor's kid, growing up in the church. And that's really where it started. People ask me, how old were you when you started singing? And I'm like, really seriously, at the age of 2. Putting up, going to church, get up and sing your Easter speech, get up there and sing. And so I am no stranger to this stage, but been doing professional singing outside of the church here in the city about 15 years. So it's been a wonderful journey. I have learned a lot. And I have enjoyed bringing really just happiness and just really not only to those who are out in the audience, but to myself, because music is therapy. So I get the opportunity to do that as well. So, it's really, really great. So,
how many shows would you say you've done up to now?
Woo, that's a loaded question. Like, I really have to sit down and kind of count it. Wow, I really don't know. It's been a lot. So, alone this month, just for me personally, I had 11 shows.
Oh, wow.
So it's growing and it's getting more busy. So I'm really grateful, that people are just is happy to come out and see me perform. So I am really humbled by that. So
yeah, and I have watched you personally, and I want to say you're amazing. Like your vocals are amazing, especially when you're doing Simply Tina. I think they're the best. And on your shows, you always have this shiny dance dresses. What is that all about? Is that part of your brand?
It is. So Simply Tina, I'm glad that you mentioned that. I, of course, have me as far as being Delynia Jannell. And I have the Delynia Jannell ensemble where I have singers to where I can scale it down to like a trio. But then I also have Simply Tina and Boogie Nights KC. So Boogie Nights KC is kind of like the spinoff of Simply Tina. So Boogie Nights KC is my disco band where I'm the co-band leader. Of course, Tony Finger is the band leader. Thank you, Tony. But also we spin off to Simply Tina, which we have really brought the credits for that. And that is Tina Turner. It's like a tribute band to her. So yes, I dress up as Tina with the big hair on, of course, wear the dresses, of course, with the frills and sequins and all that good stuff. So it's really fun. It's also probably one of the most I wouldn't say nerve wracking, but I'm really kind of low key stressed, and I love singing, so I'm usually never stressed, but trying to emulate someone so amazing as Tina Turner, I want to get it right. So it's been fun, and people have been responding really positive in regards to that. So
yeah. What would you say the largest crowd you've ever performed in front of was?
Man. Okay. So it's kind of two things. How I started singing, I was doing background work for Tech Nine and Chris Calico, which is probably a lot of people familiar with here locally. He's one of the #1 underground artists nationwide, and it's housed here in Kansas City at Strange Music. And I was the longest contracted background vocalist with them for about 10 plus years. So very humbled by that. And that's really what started my journey. Chris Calico and his wife actually was like, hey, help me, got my own band, help me to maneuver in regards to this. So that biggest crowd was with them with Strange Music. I would say at Red Rock Amphitheater in Colorado. I don't know how many people were out there. But at that time, it was years ago, only Drake, Tech Nine, and someone else has ever sold out that amphitheater.
Oh, wow.
So being there was I was like, this is amazing. I really couldn't see everybody, but it was like packed full and one of the most amazing experiences. I wouldn't even, however many people that amphitheater sits, and it's a lot. That's probably the biggest crowd I've ever been in front of. It was awesome.
That's nice. And I know you've also performed for the KC Current when you did the national anthem too.
Yes,
Tell us about that.
Yes, I did the national anthem for KC Current, the soccer team, the women's soccer team, which is fantastic. And that was also, there was a lot of people there too, because it was probably one of the most, probably the second most well-attended game for that, because they had just opened, well, I did it twice when we were at the old soccer stadium. I shouldn't say old, the men's soccer stadium. But now, when I sung recently, it was for the opening of the KC Current new stadium. So it was fantastic. It was wonderful.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel really good, actually. So I was very humble, because it was a wonderful response. From that performance of doing the national anthem, it actually helped me gain some more followers. So people come out to my shows and different things like that. They was like, I saw you at the game. And I'm like, so humbled. So it was awesome.
Is there a time in your career or your singing career that you've come close to, like, oh my God, this is the last time, this is it?
Well, as far as like quitting or something?
Yeah, or just giving up or something like that.
No, not yet. But I will say, as anybody that's a creative, and you probably can attest to this, or anybody that's in music, entertainment, arts, I explain it as we're in a roller coaster of emotions. Like 1 minute we're like, everything's great. This is wonderful. This is what I sacrificed to do all my life. And then the next is like, why am I doing this? Like, this is not working. I mean, you just kind of like this roller coaster of emotions. It's like, it's not working today. My voice is not on. And, we're human. So I definitely had those moments to where I'm like, and I'm probably getting on my husband's nerves. So God, I love you, honey. His name is David Brown. But I'm like on 1 minute, and then the next minute he gets the brunt of it, because I'm just kind of like, and he's like, oh my God, girl, it's okay. So yes, that roller coaster of emotions, you're up and down. But have not given up yet, which I'm very grateful. But there's been times I'm like, I need a break. I don't want to sing. Don't talk to me about singing at this moment. But yes.
Have you ever gotten like, it was a paid gig, but it was not worth it? The performance length was a lot. And the money was just like, you're like, okay, I will never probably make anything from this.
Wow. You know what? I can say yes in regards to that. But at the end of the day, what I remind myself to keep me in check is the reason why I'm doing it in the first place. Everybody has their reason. Yes, the money's great. And it's not always, I tell my favorite saying is all that glitters isn't gold. It's actually glitter. And that's it. So so you just kind of like, so people have this thing like, oh, you're doing this and you're doing that. And a lot of times as musicians, I know here in the city, you're not paid a lot. And then you just really have to know your worth. So I don't take everything, and I do not perform at every establishment. So whether how people feel about that or not, I always want to make sure where I am placing myself, you're your own brand. But not only that, the reason why I'm doing it, and it's to bring people joy. It brings me joy. I just love people, and I love what I do. And when I keep that in check, it helps me kind of keep everything else in check of the reason of why I'm doing it. So yes to your question, but I also try to keep it positive. Of like, you know what is it for me? So like whether I change someone's life or their perspective on life that day, it's worth it. And I've had people to come and be like, oh my God, you made my day. This was so much fun. Because a lot of people are walking around high functioning, like everything is fine. Your biggest smilers are the ones who are really going through depression or going through things in life, and you have no idea what they're going through. So if I can bring any type of peace or joy to their lives, I'm like, there it is, so be it.
Are your family tired of listening you sing in the house?
If you ask them, they'd probably be like, yes. It's surprisingly, I don't sing a whole lot at home. Probably the car is probably like the best, like everybody has car and shower, all that good stuff. I sing, like we have practices and rehearsals, so they're kind of, I think they're used to it. But it's so fun, like my kids, my son and daughter and my husband, they're over. People will be like, oh my God, that was so great. Your mom's so great. And they're like, yeah, yeah, okay, this is our life. They're so unimpressed. They keep me humble. That's what I say.
Those close to you can humble you.
Yes, they keep me humble because they're like, yeah, all right. And I'm like, okay, thanks. But yeah, it's all in fun. So, but that deep down, I really feel that they're proud of me, and that's I want to make sure that I'm always making them proud. So,
And what is the biggest misconception about you or within the industry?
I think people. This is a loaded question. It's funny that I'm a diva. You know,
You are a diva.
Well, yes, right, yes, in a good way, like diva. But I am not. How can I say it? Not in a bad way. I love people, and I don't like drama. I really don't. So I kind of stay away from it. So how I operate, if I see a characteristic or I see something that I don't like, I'll address it, but then a lot of times I'll pull back and just know that God is showing me that for a reason about that individual or a person, so I can take note and just kind of put them where I need to put them. So for instance, if that's not using them again, or if that is just kind of like only using them for this specific reason, that's how I operate, because I don't like a drama. So I'm always using people. I'd rather take a person who is, there's a lot of talented people, right? Let me start there. And being in this music industry, I've even referred people to other music opportunities, and sometimes it didn't work out. And they're uber talented, but their heart or their attitude was not in the right place. And so for me, when I look for musicians, and my band, you guys are amazing. I love every last one of them. They make me sound and look good. Their attitudes, their heart is in the right place. So I'd rather take someone who is kind of like subpar talented, and every last one of them, y'all are talented because they're amazing, with a great attitude and willing to learn, than somebody who is just the greatest musician but have a bad attitude. Because I can take that person who is just willing and get them up here to where we all are just a unit. There's no eyes. We're all one unit to create an art. And so...
That's amazing. I love that. And so for any young person out there that is thinking of going into music career, and you know, there's a lot of stigma around music, especially for girls or ladies. And what would you tell them? What would you tell them? Because they probably get taken advantage of. They probably have to use unconventional ways to get ahead in their music career. What would you tell that little girl out there?
To not give up, to pursue your dreams. And you know when it's in you. I remember being a little girl to where I've always felt like the stage is where I belong. God will give you that sense. So if you feel that inkling, and you know when you watch somebody on TV, you're like, man, that's going to be me. That's you. That's God giving you that inkling to pursue it. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you are in life, your condition, your situation. Be diligent in pursuing it, and just God will make that way for you. And always work on your craft. There's always going to be somebody better than you. There's always going to be somebody who's always working there. You outwork them. Talent is one thing, but your work ethic is another. Outwork them, grind. Also, pray about who's supposed to be in your life to get you there. I've learned that people who are kind of fast talking, I can get you this, this, and that, just be very mindful of them and use those people who are willing to work. Like I talked about my band situation. They see your vision. And you don't have to, I'm going to say this, be your own brand, but I'm going to tell you this, you don't have to be naked to be requested or to be on top or to be, how can I say, relevant. Now, if you choose to be naked, that's you and your brand and how you want to do it. But know that never change in being who you are, because when you are you can't help but be amazing. You can't help but be successful. So that's what I would tell someone who are young.
I've never heard any true words said before. And what would you say, where's the first step to start? So I am this girl in high school, and I'm probably 15 years old, and I want to get into music, but I have no idea where to start. Where would you say is the first place to start?
At your school choir, your local church choir. That's where I started, because really church, I'm going to tell you, even combined with the school, I say that's the hard knocks, not just really getting the ground, because a lot of talented people are at church. So whether you're starting your church choir and then graduating to the praise and worship team, just kind of depending on how your church is set up, that is going to be the best. Your ear is something that you want to strengthen that and how you hear. And then really combining that with being able to read music, you're going to be a beast. You're going to be a force to be reckoned with, because a lot of people don't read music. And that's the one thing you want to be able to be prepared. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that's the one thing that's going to open up a lot more opportunities for you as well. So start there, be diligent. I wore my parents out singing every night in the bedroom. That my mom talks about it to this day. So practice, and never stop learning. Can always be a student.
Mm-hmm. I know you have a lot of performances coming up this weekend. Where should the people find you maybe on the regular?
Yes. So first, always my handles as far as Facebook, Instagram, and my website, DelyniaJannell.com or Delynia Jannell. That's what I'm the only one. So if you type my name, it comes up. So I'm the only one that's out there. But this weekend, today I'm at the Intercontinental Hotel in the Plaza, and tomorrow I'll be at Johnny's Jazz Bar in Liberty. I am always working, so I tell people that. So you can find me. Come on out. I would just love to see you, and let's start the musical therapy journey together.
That is amazing. Are we expecting anything new from you?
I got some things coming up in my bag, that I'm working on. A lot of people have been asking for original music, different things like that. So I'm in the process of doing that. And it's really hard for artists because I have some more than just one genre, of course, because I do R&B, I do jazz, Motown, gospel, and then, of course, Tina Turner. It's kind of rock and roll. So it's hard when you are a creative because it's like, what do I want to do? And then when I do it, it's got to be perfect. And that's the one thing that is, I have to stop overthinking it and just do it. I have to Nike it up, just do it. So, but that's what in the near future was to come. So.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Delynia Jannell, people, we love having her. I think we had a really nice conversation. If we're going to post this video today, we're going to have a schedule out there. But if we're not going to post it, we're going to have the weeks that she's going to be having a performance there. Otherwise, that is all from us. Hope you see you next time. And this is It's My KC Home. If you're not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. Follow us on social media, and we'll talk more next time. Have a good day. Ciao.